Hello, this is Mr. Wynn, and this video is about quadratic inequalities. So a quadratic inequality is just a quadratic with an inequality symbol, with the less than sign, less than equal to, greater than equal to. So you're going to graph and shade. Remember, we have to use a test point to figure out which side to shade, and also be careful of solid versus dotted lines. The recommended steps are to 1, find the roots. So you're going to solve the quadratic by either factoring or quadratic formula. Then you're going to graph those two roots and make the U shape. Look at A to figure the U is going up, or flip upside down, going down. Then 3, try the test point to figure out what to shade. You can make your graph better, your sketch better, by using AHK, axis symmetry, vertex, y-intercept, if you want to find the vertex. But really, we just care about the roots and which way the U is going, up or down. One very important point is, depending on how the question is asked, there's a specific way you must write your answer. So the problem has two variables, x and y. The answer is just a graph, nothing else. So if I had this problem right here, the graph is my answer, I stop. But if the problem has just one letter, it could be x, it could be m, whatever they want, the answer is not a graph at all. We use the graph to help us, but the answer will be what's shaded on the x-axis, written as an inequality. It's going to be either an and, if it's shaded in the middle, or it's going to be an or, if it's shaded on the outside. The graph will help us write the inequality. So, let's do the problem. So we're going to solve this quadratic. So first, I'm going to find the roots. So I'll treat this as 0 equals 2x squared minus x minus 28. I'm going to try factoring because that's the fastest way. So 0 equals, I'm going to guess and check because there's no GCF. 2x and x. Let's try 4, 7. Nope. 7, 4. Yes. 8 and 7 can make 1. I need a negative 8, positive 7. Done. I set each factor equals 0. I'm going to subtract 7, divide by 2. This one I'm going to add 4. I found my roots. So now I'm going to graph my picture. I know there's the x-intercept at negative 7 over 2. Use red. Also, let's do this. Now we're fine. All right, negative 7 over 2 is somewhere over here. Then at positive 4. Now I cover the sign. It is open. Also, A is positive, so it's going up. So I'm going to open circles. I'm going to draw a dashed line going up. Now, I don't know how low this graph goes. I could figure out if I want to do the axis symmetry and find that vertex, but that's not too important. I'm then going to do a test point. You should always do 0, 0 if you can. 0, 0 is right here. I'll plug into the original problem. 0 for, let's see, 0 for x and y, so that's 0 on the left side. 2 times 0 squared minus 0 minus 28. Well, that's just going to be 0 less than negative 28. Is 0 less than a negative? That's false. So I do not shade inside, I shade on the outside. Now right here I'm going to pause and check the problem. Is the answer the graph or is it inequality? Now because there's only one letter, I have to write the inequality. So all I'm going to look at is the x-axis. So I'm shading to the left of this point and to the right of this point. So this is an or because it's outside. I'm going to say the answer is x is less than negative 72 over 2, or x is greater than positive 4. That is my answer. So notice my answer matched this format because it was on the outside. X is less than the left number, or x is greater than the right number. I only did that because there's only one letter. There's no y here. Again, you don't need to find the vertex. So if you want to make your graph better, you could find whatever this point is by doing the axis of symmetry and then plugging that in, but we don't need it. All right, next one. Solve this quadratic inequality. So again, I'm going to solve. I'll show you like an equal problem. Oh, you put it in the correct order though. So this is 4x squared plus 8x minus 45 equals 0. Again, the inequality sign only matters when we do a test point and whether it's solid or dotted. I'm going to try to factor this. Is there a GCF? No. I do guess and check. I'm going to try 2 and 2 first. It might be wrong. It might be 4 and 1. 9 times 5. Does that work? That's 10 and 18. Yes, it does. All right, so I have 18x and 10x. 18 is positive. 10 is negative. and that positive times negative is negative. We're good. All right, solve each. Set each factor equals 0. For the first, I'm going to subtract 9, divide by 2. Second one, I'm going to add 5, divide by 2. I now know to finish the graph. We have the two roots. Negative 9 over 2 is somewhere to the left side. It's negative. Positive 5 over 2 is somewhere to the right side. It's positive. It is not drawn to scale. All right. I now care about the sign. This sign says it's solid. And my A value is positive 4, so it's going up. So solid line, solid dots. U is going up. The vertex somewhere in the middle. I don't really care. I gotta do a test point for shading. Let's try 0, 0. If I plug it into the original, 8 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 squared, so 0. This is negative 45. Is less than or equal to 0. Is a negative less than 0? That's true. That means I shade where the test point was. Now I'm going to stop here. If my answer to the graph or inequality, the problem has one variable, which is x. So I do not need the graph. I need the inequality. I need care where the x is shaded. I need this middle part. That's the and. So you're going to say the left number less than x less than right number. And if it's closed, put the equal signs. So x is between negative 9 over 2 and positive 5 over 2. That's the answer there. All right, here's another one. Graph sketch the following. So now we see 2 letters. If it's 2 letters, actually less work. So we can treat that as 0 if you want. Equals, let's do x squared plus 2x minus 15. I'm going to try to factor that. There's no GCF. I'm going to guess xx, 5, 3. We need a positive 5, negative 3. And that multiplies correctly. Set each factor equals 0. X equals negative 5, x equals positive 3. Yeah, I guess I'll show the one piece of work right there fast. So I set this equals 0. You subtract 5 to get negative 5. You set this equals 0. You add 3 to get positive 3. All right, we have enough information to the graph. We have a root at negative 5 and positive 3. All right, now I care about the sign. This sign says solid. So it's a filled in circle. I like my A value. My A is positive 1. So the U is going up. Right. Again, I could find the vertex by doing the axis symmetry and plugging that in, but I don't need it. I'm going to do a test point. Let's try 0, 0. Plug into the original problem. 0 for y, 0 for x. That's just going to be 0 is greater than or equal to negative 15. Is 0 bigger than negative? That's true. So I shade the inside. Then I'm going to stop here and check. Do I need just the graph or do I need to write the inequality? Because there's 2 letters, I need the graph only. So that is my answer. So the answer is just this. No inequality. So again, less work. Last problem. Graph sketch this. So I'll treat it as y equals negative x squared minus 9x minus 14. Now you cannot move these to the other side because we need y by itself. You could do a trick by factoring out a GCF of negative 1, and then you can do normal factoring, guess and check. But I'll just do quadratic formula. So I'm going to say a is negative 1, b is negative 9, c is negative 14. I'm going to fill in the formula. Opposite of b, plus or minus square root b in parentheses squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. I'm going to find the inside. So that's positive 81, and what is that? 2856, negative 56, all over negative 2. I still work on the inside. 9 plus or minus square root of 25 over negative 2. Discriminant is positive. Positive means there's 2 answers. So I'm going to square root that. I get 5 over negative 2. I do the 2 problems. 9 plus 5 over negative 2. Then 9 minus 5 over negative 2. So that's going to be 14 over negative 2, which is negative 7. And this will be 4 over negative 2, which is negative 2. All I found my two roots. I'm going to draw the picture. We know there's the roots at -7 and at -2. We care about the sign. It is open, so dotted. And A is -1, so it's upside down graph. Right. I do a test point. I like 0, 0. 0's on the outside. If I plug into the original, 0 on the left side is greater than -0 squared, which is 0. Minus 9 times 0 is 0. Minus 14. 0 is bigger than -14. 0 is bigger than negative. That's true. So I'm going to show you where that test point is. In this case, it's on the outside. All right. And then I check, do I need the graph or do I need the inequality? Because there's two letters, two variables, x and y. I just need the graph. So this graph is my answer. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you ask any questions in class about this. See you soon. Thanks again for watching. Bye.